Well, of course, we want to think snow for this next segment, because joining me right now is AccuWeather lead long-range expert Paul Pastelok. He's joining us for a look at that white Christmas forecast. Of course, Hanukkah starts the same evening, but Hanukkah shifts by the lunar cycle, so we're going to focus on Christmas because it's the same day every year, Paul.
It is, and it's one day, and it's like the most popular day when it comes to having snow on the ground. Everybody wants to know, is there going to be snow on the ground at my house on Christmas Day? And it's very, very difficult in some places, but it's automatic if you live in the higher elevations.
Now the countdown is on, 9 days left. Some of the pattern to get snow into next week will be what happens this week. So talk a little bit about what's coming up.
Yeah, Bernie and I talked about this on Friday. The one thing that has changed from our thinking is that the system that was supposed to come on the weekend is not getting its act together completely. But we still have a big upper level high in Western Canada and the Northwest, and it's going to push down some cold air. So we will get some systems that can produce some snow, especially the northern tier, Great Lakes and interior Northeast, but may stick around for a little while. But the thing is that cold will be prevalent probably into the weekend with that jet stream diving all the way down to the south. And hopefully it keeps some of the snow on the ground that we see on this map right now. Snow cover currently in the Northeast, but unfortunately in parts of Pennsylvania and also in West Virginia, except the higher elevations, you're going to lose some of that snow with the warm-up coming as we go into this week and a little bit next week as well. The upper plains and the Midwest, that's interesting there. There's some snow on the ground, Melissa, right now, and I'm wondering if that's going to stick around or if that's going to get erased again, this milder pattern that's coming up this week.
It's going to be such a close call. Now, we talk about where we would commonly see white Christmases, and obviously you have to head north. The farther north you are, the more likely you will find it. Also, it has to do with where the moisture is.
Yeah, it is, and you need both. You need the cold and you need the moisture, and it's a very difficult time to get snow at this time of the year in parts of the Tennessee Valley and the southern plain states. It almost has to be perfect for them to have snow on the ground for Christmas Day, and you can see the percentages lower dramatically as you go farther south. But in the higher elevations, it's almost automatic. The Adirondacks, you're talking about the Central Rockies, the Cascades, the Sierras, and they've had fresh snow. We got lots of systems coming into the West Coast, and so they'll continue to get pounded over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, a lot of spots here still questioning what's going to happen into next week. So this is a look what you've got laid out for us.
Well, just overall the pattern, we got a couple of systems this week, mostly northern tier of the nation, far northern. You'll get a little bit of snow. Elsewhere, it's going to be rain, unfortunately. And then next week, there's a system close by on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We'll get to that in just a second. But again, you look at the forecast that just came out, hot off the presses right here. In the Plain States, that area there may be missing out on precipitation. That's the reason why we have a low probability of a white Christmas in parts of western Nebraska and the western Dakotas. And unfortunately, the 95 corridor, we're kind of missing out here up until maybe just before Christmas. I think we just don't have any snow on the ground. It's going to melt away if anything is in the area from the last system that just came through. But again, the percentages look typical, what you would typically see from the historical probabilities.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some happy folks too, because I have a lot of family in the Minneapolis area. They are standardly, when you're talking about cities above 1 million people, one of those spots that's most likely to see a white Christmas. Last year they had nothing on the ground. Now they have a trace this morning, so we'll see how things shape out for them, but it does look a little more favorable. So I think
I'm with you, Melissa. I think the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, interior Northeast have the better chance here outside of higher elevations to have snow on the ground. And again, we're watching that system around Christmas Eve, Christmas Day to see if it can produce a little bit of snow, maybe in parts of the northern Mid-Atlantic and southern New England area.
All right, we'll all be dreaming of it, at least many of us, especially the young ones too. AccuWeather lead long-range expert Paul Pastelok, thank you so much for joining us.